Good morning, class. I am JVN, Dr. Vanita Bhardwaj. In last class, as we were discussing about the elasticity of demand, in last class we have discussed about the price elasticity of demand. According to law of demand, when prices goes up, demand goes down. When prices goes down, demand goes up. This is the statement of law of demand. But price elasticity tell us the degree of the elasticity, that how much prices change when how much change take place into the demand. When prices goes 10% up, how much demand will decrease, and when prices goes down, how much demand will increase. These are studied in the elasticity of demand, in the how much degree changes into the demand. Okay, in last class we have discussed all this. Now we are moving on. Next topic is cross elasticity. Cross elasticity is the second point. In cross elasticity we analyzing the elasticity on the percentage method. Okay, so in percentage method, when we calculating the elasticity of demand, we use the exact formula. Formula means we calculate the percentage. When percentage change in the quantity demanded of X commodity, percentage change in the price of the related commodity. What is the related commodity? We are talking about the cross elasticity demand. Okay, in last class we were talking about the price elasticity of demand. This is the new topic. We are talking about the cross elasticity. So cross elasticity calculating according to percentage method, we will use this calculation. In this calculation we use this formula, and the formula is percentage change in the quantity demanded of X commodity and divided by the percentage change in the price of the related commodity. What is the related commodities? Related commodities are substitute goods and complementary goods. In last class I have already told you about the substitution goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods are those goods which are using in place of each other, and complementary goods are those goods which are using together. For example, car and petrol are the complementary goods, and tea and coffee is the substitute goods. Because if you have option, then you can use coffee or tea, only one. But in complementary goods you have to use both together. Without car you can't use petrol, and without petrol you can't use car. So these are the complementary goods. Okay, positive relationship in cross elasticity. There is a positive relationship in cross elasticity in substitution goods. Substitution goods, there is a positive elasticity. When prices of tea, using tea, when prices goes up of tea, we using to start coffee, because we are switched from tea to coffee. When prices of tea goes up, coffee is most cheaper for us. When prices goes down of coffee, we shift from coffee to tea, because tea is most cheaper. There is a positive relationship. If prices of one commodity increase, the demand of another commodity is increase. This is the price of tea, and this is the quantity of coffee. Okay, there is a positive relationship. In positive relationship is available only into the elasticity of demand में only positive relationship is in substitution goods. When positive relationship is showing in elasticity of demand, demand curve is always uplift to right side. Okay, next is negative cross elasticity of demand. Negative cross elasticity of demand is complementary goods. Complementary goods are those goods which are using together. These are the examples of complementary goods. For example, tea and coffee. When prices of X commodity goes up, demand for Y commodity decrease, and prices of X commodity goes down, demand for Y commodity increase. This is the inverse relationship. Inverse relationship take place into the negative cross elasticity, and negative cross elasticity is available into the complementary goods. Complementary goods are those goods which, as I already told you, which are using together. Now move on. The next topic is income elasticity. Income elasticity. In income elasticity, income is the main factor and demand is the variable factor. Income is fixed factor or main factor and demand is variable factor. Okay, so demand will move according to income. When income goes up, demand will goes up. When income goes down, demand will goes down. Income goes up, demand will go up. When income goes down, demand will goes down. This law of demand positive relationship will applicable only in normal goods. Okay, when consumers income is increasing, he is switched to costlier commodities or normal commodities. When consumers income goes down, he move to the less than demand or cheaper goods, so demand will decrease. This is the positive relationship of normal goods. Normal goods positive relationship. In positive relationship, when consumers income is OI, he is demanding OQ quantity. As the consumers income increase from OI to O2, for example 10% income is increasing, he will increase the demand for commodity 10% because there is no changes into the price of the commodity, quality of the commodity. The changes take place only in consumer's income. That's why consumer will increase his demand according to his income. So there is a positive relationship of income elasticity on normal goods. Okay, move on. Negative income elasticity. Negative income elasticity is only in inferior goods. For example, there is a consumer. This is the graph of a normal consumer. Okay, this is graph of a normal consumer. When their income is OI, okay, he was demanding inferior goods OQ2 because his income is less than. When his income is increased and from OI to OI2, his income is increased. Now he will switch from inferior goods to normal goods or costly or normal goods, and demand of the inferior goods will decrease. This is the inverse relationship or negative relationship between the income and inferior goods quality. But the normal goods is positive relation. As income increase, demand of normal goods increase. But inferior goods, as the income of a consumer increase, he will decrease the consumption of inferior goods and move to costlier goods. All these happen because inverse substitution effect. As we improve our living standard, according to our income, we move from cheaper goods to costlier goods. That's why here is a negative relationship. Income effect is negative. In negative relationship, demand curve is always downward sloping to the right side. This is the DD curve according to law of demand. Okay, moving on, next slide. We have already discussed about the elasticity of demand. There is 3 types of elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand. There is 5 parts. Okay, next is cross elasticity of demand, cross elasticity, and third is income elasticity. Okay, now we are moving on using of elasticity of demand. What is the use of elasticity of demand? Why we study about the elasticity of demand? First, we want to know how much changes and how much degree changes take place into the price changes according to demand. And second is income effect. No changes take place into the prices, but if the income of the consumer increase, what will happen? And if the income will decrease, what will happen? And what about the substitution effect of X and Y commodities? This is studied only into the elasticity of demand. That's why we are studying elasticity of demand. But what is the use? First, commodity price determination. First use of the elasticity of demand is how a producer or a company decide the price of their commodity. So answer is, if their products elasticity of demand is less than or inelastic, if the commodities demand is inelastic, he will charge more prices. For example, medicines and essential commodities. Okay, and if the demand is less elasticity, he will charge less prices. So according to elasticity of demand, a company is decided their commodities prices. Next is demand forecasting. According to price and according to elasticity, a company is decided the elasticity, the forecasting of demand. According to forecasting, companies always produce the product in present for future. So demand forecasting, elasticity of demand is also helpful in demand forecasting. Only elasticity of demand can explain us how much product should produce for future. Factors of the price. You all know very well what is the factors of production. Factors of the production is capital, land, labor and organization. These four are the production factors, and all these factors are using in production. And for paying their contribution, how much we decide their remuneration, the price of the factors is also decided according to elasticity of their demand. The more elastic product of the factor is getting less income, and the more factor. Next point is factor pricing. How much price of production factors are decided? What are the production factors? Production factors is capital, land, labor and organization. These are the four production factors. And how are we decided the prices of these production factor? According to the elasticity of demand. Less elasticity is getting less prices, and inelastic product is getting more prices. Okay, next point is international business. For the example of this topic, most convenient example is for petrol. For example, we are the importer of petrol. We are importing petrol, and petrol is less inelastic. And if the prices goes up of petrol, what will we do? Do we reduce using petrol, or do we use less petrol? We use just starting use less petrol, but we are not stopping to using the petrol. In that situation, we can say the demand of the petrol is inelastic. There is no alternative substitution for petrol. So in international market, due to inelasticity of demand of petrol, the price of petrol will go up, because elasticity of demand is inelastic. Then prices will charge more in international business. So if your products demand elasticity is less, then you will charge more prices, and if inelastic, you will less prices. This is the main topic of the elasticity. Thank you. If you have any query, please leave comment on the box.